Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless read. This is entertainment purpose only. Alright, if it does not resonate, please do not try to make it fit. Alright, we're trying to smudge it a little bit. I have actually smudged the entire house today. I actually got some rest. Yesterday I had to cut what I was doing short. The energy. Okay. If it doesn't resonate, don't hold on to it. Okay. If it does resonate, by all means hold on to it. The part that resonates. Leave the rest behind. Alright. If it triggers something, it makes you like pull in and think a little bit, by all means. There's plenty of videos that you can watch. Mine and the videos from other readers. So don't hold on to something and make it happen or make it part of your world when it's not. Alright. Now, this is my disclaimer. I do not reach out. Anybody that is representing me for a read or anything like that, that's not me. My disclaimer right up on top of now, thank you for the liking and the subscribing. If you have not seen Timeless Energy before and you enjoy the content, by all means, press like. By all means, subscribe. I'm a very small channel, and I really appreciate every single one of the subscribers that support my efforts. Okay. Donations, there are 2 links in the description box. If you resonate with something or you enjoy the content and want to go in that direction, the description box will tell you how. I've got PayPal and I've got Cash App. Okay, now, you might send me an email if you do that, because you know what? I really am not that good with computers, and I would have to be notified that I need to look for it, okay? Alright, now, we're going to be pulling 3 cards. Let's move this up. From the Wild Unknown Tarot. Ta-da! I like these cards. I really, really do. Okay. Then we're going to be pulling... there. 3 cards from the Learning Tarot cards, which I always use. And then we're going to be pulling clarifying cards, which I love this deck. I really do. The Citadel. We'll be pulling those. We'll be doing all 3. Now, I don't know. I've got 2 Oracle cards sitting over here on the side. And you know what? Hopefully we'll get to those today, because yesterday I had to cut what I was doing short. Anybody who saw that? Alright, I apologize. I did upload it. Okay. We're praying Archangel Michael to guide us for today's Timeless Energy message. Spirit guidance, Spirit guide me. Praying for guidance for today's Timeless Energy message. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Oh. Okay, I have the Father of Wands. I don't know if you can see that, like, sitting up there. I'm not going to adjust the camera again, okay, because I want the camera to look down. But that's the Father of Wands, or the King of Wands. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Message for today's Timeless Energy. Archangel Michael, guide us for the message for today's Timeless Energy. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Oh. And I have the 8 of Wands. Yesterday I was so tired I couldn't even read the cards. I was so tired. I'm being a little more cautious today. I did get some sleep. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. One more card. Oh, there it is. And I got the Moon in reverse. The Moon in reverse. Now, the Father of Wands is in reverse, and the Moon is in reverse. Okay, that's I don't remember if I said reverse or not. The Father of Wands is Aries and the Sun. Now, I do know one thing, that Mercury is going to be going into retrograde anytime now. And it's going into retrograde, like, connected with Aries. I'm not an astronomer. I just watch it for entertainment purposes. Now, the thing about it is I have Aries in my natal chart. So if you look into your natal chart and you find out where Aries is at, you'll be, like, hooked up with Mercury, which is going into retrograde until, like, the end of April. And I have a feeling that that's going to have an impact on my houses that are ruled by Aries. This is the general idea that I've gotten. So, the Father of Wands is Aries with the Sun. And the Sun tends to shine a light on to things that are in shadow. Now, that's a very funny thing, because you know what? We're ending up with the third card being the Moon, which is the shadow, okay? So, we are shining a light on the shadow, but we're in reverse. The Father of Wands is in reverse. The Aries and the Sun, which is your potential, your identity, your ego. The Sun is your ego, your identity, your potential. The Father of Wands in reverse is being overbearing, being inflexible or arrogant. Now, the thing with the Father of Wands in reverse, normally the Father of Wands as a person is responsible, the businessman, the professional, the enterprising businessman, the family man that puts the responsibility of running their household and getting what they need done in the right way to support their family, to provide for their loved ones. And in reverse, this is somebody who's overbearing. It is a male energy. In the Rider-Waite, they only ever say that the King of Wands in the definition is a male energy. Okay, but the way a spiritualist would look at it is a female has the ability to carry the male energy. Okay? There are some of us that are more feminine, and that there are some of us that are not. So it would depend on, like, how you look at that situation. Now, usually with the Father of Wands, you've got the energy of somebody who's been around. He's been in charge. He's the head of the household. He might even be the boss. He's not approaching things with a hands-on experience, okay? He's been the hiring and firing guy at the company, okay? He lacks the hands-on approach, and normally you can't reach this guy not to save your life. He doesn't return the emails, okay? He doesn't return any kind of messages. You can't just walk up into the company, knock on his door, and expect him to have a conversation with you. No, you've got to go through maybe one secretary or 4 secretaries or whatever it is that he's doing up there. The thing about it is the King of Wands is a responsible business person. Okay? And it's usually somebody who's in a position of being in charge. He's calling the shots. He's mature. He's respected by many. But with this in reverse, he might be still respected by many. But in this reverse situation, this particular situation says he's inflexible. He's even overbearing. He might even get you upset about that. Okay, the thing is, tarot card energy, it doesn't last forever. Okay, this might be a temporary situation where he has run into something that's really gotten under his skin. The truth of the matter, he's inflexible. What he's doing is being done deliberately. This is the energy of leadership. Okay, this can be a devious person. Okay? We're talking about the energy of only interested for self-promotion. Okay? And in order to be only interested in self-promotion and still get people to do what he wants you to do, you've got to convince you that everybody's going to be provided for. But he's lying. He's lying. Okay? This person or this energy is basically only interested in self-promotion. He's getting that promotion in the company. He's getting that raise in the company. If he's chasing a woman and there's competition, he's getting his ring on her finger. This is the energy of, I'm in charge, I call the shots. Aries energy of, I call the shots. And this is affecting the identity of, which means it's all about how other people look at him. The sun is being shining on all of this. Everybody knows this person for who and what he is. There is nothing that's being hidden here. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, in most cases, the Father of Wands knows who he is, but doesn't realize that everybody is very well aware of who he is and what he's capable of. Normally, you would find this individual involved in healing and arts or being compassionate. He's a very steady energy. Very steady, very compassionate. But you know what? The flip side of this is this card came out in reverse, and that's a temporary situation, normally. Normally. So you might have got him on a bad day. You might have got him on a bad day. He knows who he is, but see, he's not actually understanding that everybody else knows exactly who he is and exactly what he's capable of. Alright? This is how well known and well respected this person is. You're not going to get him to return your emails. You're going to have to go through 3 to 4 secretaries to even get to his office door. This guy knows who he is. But in this situation in reverse, something has triggered him. He's being a little bit, he's not budging on something. He's not budging. He's a little egotistical. He's all up in his head. But he is definitely the energy of going for, the self-interested of. Which means anything that he does usually has a reason. Usually to reach the goal that he has. And that's not unusual for most people. If you've got a goal, you're getting up out of bed, on your feet, put your boots on. You know, you only got so many hours in a day. You know, who's going to waste a lot of time spending their entire day providing for or taking care of people that are not going to benefit you? No, this is not the way the real world is. Okay. Only self-interested in. Egotistical, inflexible, and arrogant. Then we move on to the 8 of Swords. And this is in the upright. This is moving. This is getting things going. Okay? Now the thing is, this is action is required here. Could be a travel card. You bought tickets last month for the trip. You know what? You're going to be late for the plane. You've got to get there. Let's get the shit in the car. Let's call Uber. You know, this is the action card. Okay. Now, the 8 of Wands speeds up the process of things. Usually because there's a deadline or something like that. It's energy. Even if you would prefer not to, you have no choice. You've got to get up and move it. You've got to get up and move it. This is usually associated with impromptu trips. Definitely travel. But it also could be connected to delivery, people, messages, couriers. I don't see a page anywhere here. But the thing about it is messages, couriers, the mail. It could be getting to work, dropping the kids off where they need to go. This is moving, and you're in a hurry. Okay? Maybe you've got a lot to do. It's the beginning of the day. You've got to drop the kids off. You've got to stop at the post office. You've got to pick up something for the boss. You got to... God forbid, if you're working in a city and part of your daily routine is to stop at Starbucks and get a tray of coffee for all of the people in the office, okay, this is that. All right, this is that. You're moving. All right, you're on your way. Now, the thing is Sagittarius energy and Mercury energy. And definitely the travel energy here. But the thing with the Sagittarius energy hating routine, so you're not really, you're not into trivial energy here. You're not doing trivial. You know, this is a routine, and you hate routine. Okay, this is the attitude of not budging. Okay, you're copping an attitude here. You're arrogant, and you're moving really, really fast here. You're trying to get things done. They all are routine things, and you're really not into routine things. This is going to affect your attitude. And it also is a communication card, so you might even say something about it. Not normally, when a mature adult isn't going to say, I'm not in the mood. The mature adult is going to say, how much time can I have? 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Okay, the thing about it is, the mature adult is what you're dealing with here, because you got the Father of Wands here, who is arrogant, and who is in charge, calling the shots. And then you're moving here. This is traveling. This is the delivery of something. Was the delivery of the package that I was supposed to get 3 months ago that never arrived? Okay, that situation is not applying here. If you've got to get something done, that is what the situation is here. And it actually does really get done. Alright. Now, with the moon in reverse, and I love the bits out of the moon, the shadow of the moon. You know, the moon is Pisces and Neptune. The moon is Pisces and Neptune. And with both of those, the first thing that comes to mind is very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. And the energy of sensitivity. And the moon is in reverse. So what is that all about? You start here with the sun shining everything all over the place. Because the Father of Wands is connected to the sun. Shining a light on everything. He's calling the shots. He basically has all the facts right at his fingertips. But here you are with the moon, which is the shadow energy of Pisces and Neptune. You're talking very sensitive fantasies, some kind. The thing is, this could be long-term generational. Neptune is always long-term generational energy. So you're dealing with something that might have a long-term generational impact. And whatever it is that is resonating with you, the moon, normally in reverse, has more to do with deception. It isn't confusion. It could be confusion. But it isn't necessarily, you're not confused, because this guy, if it's you or if it's somebody else, they're calling the shots. They're not confused. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay, if they're calling the shots and they know exactly what you're doing, this might have to do with you're dealing with somebody who is deceptive. And you might be confused. A little. Because you don't have all the facts. You don't know. The traveling and the moving and the getting things done, we can all kind of relate to that. But the moon in reverse, you're dealing with the unmasking of somebody who is not being honest. The con man. You're pulling the covers on the con man. And we're talking about not being honest. In reverse, the Father of Wands can be deceptive. They're into self-promotion. They're only interested in what they need for themselves. They're into self-promotion. And they will lie to get it. And this energy here with the moon in reverse is unmasking that person and revealing that dishonesty for what it's worth. With the sensitive energy, you're dealing with the fantasy world, you know, so you could be dealing with somebody that's probably living in a fantasy world. Or, you know, they're all that and a bag of chips. I don't know. Who are you dealing with? Is this you? Because normally the moon is the amateur psychiatrist. What I just described, just the majority of every tarot reader out there, the amateur psychiatrist, okay? We all find a way to just put in our little 2 cents. And the thing is, the moon is the shadow. If you were to describe the moon as an actor or a performer, they've got to convince you that they are Juliet. They've got to convince you that they are Romeo as an actor. People that are playing a part to represent who they want you to see. So this is deception. That is the moon. That is the moon. And something could be obscured, okay? Some people might be not aware of what's really going on. We're not always given all of the truth about what's going on. Are we? Are we? Really? Some people have the time to check in on what's going on. Some people don't. Some people watch the weather. Some people watch the news. Some people don't bother watching the news because they assume that there is some conspiracy theory that we are not being given all of the facts about what's truly going on and that we're being lied to. Whatever your situation is and however you resonate, the influence is temporary because you know what? You're going to put off making important decisions because you're not actually comfortable with the fact that you're not sure what exactly is going on. That is deception. You're not sure. You don't know what the facts are. That is deception. Now, where this guy knows exactly who he is, and he is all about getting what he wants, and he doesn't have a problem with, you know, letting you know he's in charge. He's in charge. He's going to get what he wants, even if it's a lie. This, even though it might be deception, it could also be self-deception. You might be living in a fantasy world. You might be deceiving yourself with this energy. Okay, you might think you're this guy, and you might actually be deceiving yourself. But the moon in reverse sometimes, it has a lot to do with being sensitive about things. And to tell you the truth, if you actually were this guy, you would not be a sensitive person. Now, if you were calling the shots and you were in charge of things and making sure that people below you or with you or connected to you are having everything that they need, you would not be able to be sensitive and breaking out into tears all the time. With the moon energy, if you aren't careful, you could lose your way because of the deception. It's kind of like being in a house of mirrors. Okay, your imagination could run away with you. You know, you could actually think you're all that, and you're not. You could start slacking. Maybe you're not seeing things really from another person's perspective, or you're not taking the time to take into consideration, okay, the viewpoints of other people, which kind of put you in a box of the fantasy world and being deceiving to yourself, alright? Enough of that, because, you know, I am not the amateur psychiatrist. What I am here is I'm going to be pulling the learning tarot cards. Because you know what? I am still learning. I am still learning. I tend to talk too much, but you know, I spend a lot of time on my own. And this is why I do this, because I feel like I can talk to the collective with something that I enjoy doing. We're communicating here. I got 2 cats and a dog, and I'm actually communicating with the collective, and I'm doing something that I enjoy. But we need to clarify for the Father of Wands, the ego here, the ego who's only getting up out of their bed, putting their boots on, and only because of, you know, what they can gain. What they can gain. Okay? They are deceptive. They are calling the shots. They are the boss. They are dealing with people that count on them. But they are, in this upside energy, only interested in self-promotion. We got number 21 in reverse. The World. You got a lack of success and stagnation here. Maybe a little bit of disappointment. And a big giant burden. You know what? Only thinking of self-promotion might have put you in this energy. Because that's where that will lead you. You're not going to be succeeding. You haven't thought of anybody but yourself. Okay? Normally, it doesn't work that way. If you only think about yourself, and nobody else has anything to gain from whatever it is that you're working on, and you're not being generous, or you're being egotistical about it, or maybe even lying to everybody about what your plans are, whatever your situation that you resonate with, you're not going to have a success. You're not going to succeed. And that's what that says. Okay, this one here for the 8 of Wands. Now this is standing your ground. And that's really, really odd, because the 8 of Wands is to travel. It's to get up and move, get up and get it done. We're running out of time. It's the delivering the coffee to everybody in the office. It's running out the door because you got to drop the kids off for school, and everybody's going to be late if you do not get everything going. But this is standing up for your beliefs and fighting your corner. Being protective, being defensive, being determined. Now, yes, you might be very determined. The kids are going to school. And you know what? There's a couple of them that don't want to go. And you've really had a hard time this morning getting them all ready. But they're getting in the car. You are determined. The job is going to get done. Okay? This is taking the high road. This is maintaining control. Okay? This is a very assertive energy. So, if you got to get it done, you got to get it done. All right. Yeah, I guess that would be the good one. It doesn't say you're not traveling. It doesn't say you're not putting the kids in the car. It just says you had to be assertive to get them all ready. All right. So you bought 4 coffees for the 4 people in the office who never say thank you. You know what? Halfway down the hall, you dropped one of them. You're going to take 4 coffees into that office, whether it kills you. You know what I mean? Short each one of the 3 cups that didn't spill. And get the coffee to the office. Because, you know, you're going to get it done. You're not taking the fall over that. You're going to get everything needs to be done the way it needs to be done. You're going to get to that air flight on time. You're going to get to the dry cleaners on time. Everything is getting done. And you're not dealing with anything less. But with the moon, we're talking about that deception, remember? You might be in a situation that challenges tradition. You might be in a situation that has unconventional lifestyle choices. Unconventional relationship choices. Or reversed roles. Is that the deception of what the moon card in reverse is? That you're living in a situation that's not falling under conformity? Is that what that's... the moon in reverse is unmasking a con man, and To tell you the truth, that was the Father of Wands in reverse all over the place. But the Moon in reverse can be seeing the bigger picture as well. You've got somebody who's arrogant and somebody who's calling the shots. But seeing the bigger picture, you might be dealing with an unconventional situation. It could be something as simple as the foods that a person eats, how they cook. It's not the way you do it. It could be the way somebody shops. It could be the way somebody pays their bills. It could be the lifestyle choices that are unconventional, which means the man and woman marriage thing is not exactly what you're dealing with. Maybe you're dealing with a same-sex relationship. Maybe you're dealing with a different type of non-conformity. We have open borders. There are all kinds of people in this country that we do not know a whole lot about. Okay? You could be dealing with this. Alright? So, that is the clarifier on the Moon. So, this is the shadow side. The part that you're not actually seeing. And in reverse, the Moon card is basically saying, okay, you are now aware. You're actually getting some general idea without actually... I'm not saying that you just went through the neighbor's mail to figure out who that they're dating. Okay? I'm saying that you didn't understand the full picture before, but now you're getting it. Okay. And you might be dealing with something that's not something you're used to. It doesn't have to be anything too alarming. I know there's been a lot of things alarming in the news, but to tell you the truth, there's a lot of people these days that won't even watch the news. Okay, the Citadel. Spirit guide me, the Citadel. I love the Citadel. Let's see what we got for the Father of Wands in the Citadel. Let's see what we've got for the Father of Wands. This one right here. I've got the Poet in reverse. And that's relationships and vulnerability in reverse. Remember we had the lack of success with the World in reverse? Lack of success. Because what? You're arrogant. You're dealing with somebody who's arrogant. You're dealing with somebody who's arrogant. You're dealing with somebody who's only interested in self-promotion, who really doesn't care about anybody but themselves. And you know what? That actually makes sense. That in a situation like that, you're not going to get a lot of people that are going to waste their time or energy being supportive about that. Once you see what's really going on, once you understand what's really going on, you're more inclined to turn your back on something like that, because you know what? If nobody else is getting anything out of it, neither will you. The Poet in reverse. This is an isolated poet, a poet who has been so careful to protect their heart that no one knows who they truly are. But vulnerability isn't something to be afraid of, rather a sign of being alive and of having things that are important enough to risk losing. Rather than letting yourself feel distanced and socially unsupported, it's time to reach out or try to meet new people. Okay, so now we're dealing with somebody who's got isolated? Are we? With the Moon, now you see actually what the time of day is. You've actually been able to see what the real situation is. Whatever that energy is, that somebody's calling the shots. Somebody is only into self-promotion or whatever they can get out of it. And now you've got somebody who's isolating, and they've been isolating, and this card is saying that maybe it's time for you to try something different. Try something different. The Eight of Wands, the Archer. I got this the other day. I love the Archer. I really like the Archer. Let's find it. I really like the Archer. I got this one the other day, and it really made sense. Okay? Because, for somebody like me, I sit on the fence a lot. And I really, really like the definition of this card. Okay. But it's in reverse. Oh, well, when I read the definition of this card before, it wasn't in reverse. In reverse, it says, some arrows go astray. That's life. Don't be disheartened. When your plans go awry, learn from your mistakes and focus on the next arrow. Okay. I know the upright definition was something that I really enjoyed. But it's in reverse. Okay, so you didn't hit the mark. You didn't hit the mark. The travel, this is the travel card. Remember, this is the one where you're pouring all the kids who wouldn't get ready for school into the car and getting them to school on time. This is the card where you're running to the airport because you bought tickets a month ago for a trip and you cannot miss that flight. This is the travel and get it together and get it done card. And for some reason, you missed something there. You just didn't quite make it where it needed to go. The moon is the adventurer, and it's in reverse. In reverse. This is responsibility and expectations in reverse. Okay, this in reverse. Well, that doesn't sound very good. Because we've got responsibility in reverse over here, too. You've got that in reverse. It's all in reverse. Okay. So, stop talking, Barbara, and just find the card. One I've never read. In reverse, the adventurer. The pressure that's on you right now has you rooted to the spot, crippled by anxiety and fear. Though it may feel safer to stay where you are, you might not realize that your indecision is also stopping others from progressing. Your actions, or in this case, inaction, might have repercussions. Now, I don't know how you're resonating with this, but I have a similar situation I want to impart. With the budget, I ran into something that I didn't have the money for. I am standing in the same spot. I am not moving anywhere. I could not afford what it was that I needed to take care of. That doesn't mean that it's not getting done. With this here, this is somebody who could do it. Would not even take 5 minutes of their time, and they've done nothing. And that might have an impact on generational or the future or how you interact with or, that kind of thing. This is the energy of what we were just talking about. This is the energy. What is being hidden in the shadow of the moon? We are dealing with the energy of somebody who is only getting out of bed because of what their self-interested goal, what they need to achieve, without considering others. The arrow missed. Good luck the next time, though. That's what it says. Good luck the next time. And this here is saying that there might be some kind of repercussions. It could be the way that other people look at you. If there's something that you should have done that you didn't do or didn't bother to do, and it wouldn't have only taken you very little short effort, very small effort to take care of it and just have it done with, and you never did that, it might be the way somebody looks at you. You're in their eyes. And you know what? With 700 bazillion people in the world, I guess it's not that important how one person looks at you, because you've got so many other people sitting around you. I mean, you are the one calling the shots, right? It really doesn't matter how that one person looks at you because of that. Because you're the one in charge, right? Okay. Oracles. doing a rune card. You know, it's been a long day. Yesterday was really, really bad. We're coming into Mercury going into retrograde with Aries, and Aries is all over my natal chart. And I have been tired. I've been overwhelmed with one thing after another. I'm feeling the eclipse isn't even here yet. So let's just do a rune card today. Let's just do a rune card and tie this like reading up. And I do appreciate your time visiting with Timeless Energy. I do really, really appreciate your time. I'm a small channel and am very grateful for every person who takes the time to come and visit and watch my creative hobby here. I'm not trying to be a psychic, but they get paid a lot more than I do. Okay. I got Jara. Harvest and Justice. Growth, fertility, rebirth. This rune announces the end of a cycle of difficulties and the beginning of a positive period. So according to this energy, whatever it is that you have been dealing with, that have created difficulties that you probably shouldn't have had to deal with, that period is supposedly going to be coming to an end. We are very, very excited about the new eclipse coming. And there have been some very educational people are putting videos out educational wise on the impact of the eclipse on the 8th of April. I looked into a few of them. They actually definitely made me think a little bit about the planetary activity on that day. I wish you all luck with this next astrological year that's coming up. I really do. I really appreciate your visit with Timeless Energy. If you haven't done it already, please press that like and press that subscribe. And have a nice day. Come and see Timeless Energy again. I will be breaking this down into small edits here and there. And I really, truly appreciate your support.